And we're with you live for the last time in the 2023-24 regular season from Pete Matthews Coliseum here in Jacksonville, Alabama. I'm Logan Maddox, and I'll be with you as the Gamecocks are set to wrap up the regular season at home this afternoon. It's senior day at the Pete, set to take on Sam Houston. Very important game with a ton of implications in terms of tournament seeding. We'll talk about that throughout the broadcast. We're about set to go on senior day. Both active seniors for Jack State in the starting lineup, Rachel Johnson and Madison McCoy. Rest of the starters include Elsie Harris, Crystal Eisen, and Brianna Rhodes. And it started out, Brianna will jump at the line against number 14, Renee Smith, the 6'2" senior for Sam Houston. Bearcats win the opening tip, and we are underway in Jacksonville. It falls to the backcourt where Tamara DeRoe grabs it. She'll swing it into the lane, then pass back out. This is Sydney Kemp with the ball, takes it to the elbow. Back to DeRoe. Pressured. Has to pass it away to Peterson. This is Kaylee Jefferson. In the corner, back to DeRoe. And Jefferson once more on the right wing. Passing around quickly are the Bearcats to an open DeRoe along two. And she knocks it down. And Sam Houston strikes first, 30 seconds in. And the Bearcats lead it 2-0. Gamecocks looking for a response. Elsie Harris dumps it off to Brianna Rhodes. Goes against Jefferson. Oh, but just misses the layup. Gets her on board. The putback no good. And a foul on Brianna going for the rebound. Starters for the Bearcats. We've heard a few of the names already. Kemp, Jefferson, Smith, Shanti Henry, and Tamara DeRoe. Sam Houston basketball, they are last place right now in the conference. They know they're going to be in the play-in game. The question is, who will they play Tuesday night in Huntsville? Henry passes out Sydney Kemp's way. Now on the left wing to DeRoe, who's got the only points so far. Lost a dribble, picked up by Crystal Eisen. Here come the Gamecocks. In transition, she'll pass it away to Rachel Johnson. No look pass to Brianna Rhodes, and it's stolen. Reaching in to get a hand on it was Smith. Over to Kemp in transition, a three, misses. And boxing out to get the board was Rachel Johnson. The three-point machine, one of three seniors honored in pregame for the Gamecocks. Off to fellow senior Madison McCoy, who misses her layup. The other senior honored, Kiera Griffin, not able to play. Her season cut short due to injury. Jackson Millender, student manager, was also honored just a moment ago in pregame. DeRoe passes right side to Jefferson, drives against McCoy, layup good, and a foul at the end as Kaylee Jefferson, the transfer from ECU, was tripped up. It's 4-0 Bearcats, 8:16 to go in the first period. Gamecocks coming into this game are 11-16 overall, 6-9 in conference play. Sam Houston 7-20 on the year. They are 2-13 in conference matchups. Gamecocks won the only previous meeting in Huntsville, Texas, back in February, 58-56. It was a tight game. Jack State was down by 10 going into the fourth, but had a 25-point final stanza to win by 2 out in the Lone Star State. Jefferson hits the free throw, and it's a 5-0 lead for Sam Houston. They bring in a sub as Rachel Johnson races up the left sideline. Stops at the elbow, passes. What a pass to Brianna Rhodes, and the layup goes in. Put that right in the breadbasket for Brianna. Lays it in easily off the glass, and the Gamecocks are on the board. It's 5-2. Back to Dixon and the Bearcats. They'll have a driving layup that falls from the junior Cassidy Dixon. 7-2, back to a 5-point game. Elsie Harris breaks around the press. She'll take it all the way, then kick it in the corner to Johnson for three. Got it! Exactly how you draw it up. The speed of Elsie Harris draws in the defense, leading to an open shot for Rachel. And she does what she's done better than anybody else on this team this season. It's 7-5, Gamecocks trailing. Jefferson at the free throw line will have to pass out to Dixon, junior from Arizona. She's trapped. 6 on the shot clock. Jefferson loses it out of bounds, and it's Gamecock basketball. A win in this game would ensure that Jacksonville State will not be in the play-in game on Tuesday. We're waiting to see an update from Miami as FIU and New Mexico State were battling. It looks like the Aggies are going to beat FIU. They lead by 7 in the last minute. So Gamecocks need to win to avoid that playoff game, or play-in game, that is. Brianna Rhodes, long two, off to the right. Sam Houston gets the board. That's Duro, the shortest player out there, but she plays a lot bigger. Takes it down the court, passes off to Shanti Henry. Henry loops around Rachel Johnson. She'll swing it to Renee Smith. Now outside to Duro. In the left corner, it's Sydney Kemp. Gets a screen and a pass back. Houghton has to pass away, and Renee Smith gets around Madison McCoy again. A made layup, and it's 9-5. Sam Houston going to work early. And it's final in Miami. New Mexico State does win 65-56. Madison McCoy standing straight away for the Gamecocks, who trail by 4. Over to Rachel Johnson. No look pass to Brianna, and she's blocked by Smith. Oh, my goodness. Impressive play by the 6'2 graduate from Philadelphia. Kemp walks it over to Duro at the elbow. She'll hand it off there. Duro takes it left side. Now passes back out to Henry. These two offenses pass it around quickly. High up-tempo nature for these two athletic teams. Henry shadowed by Rachel Johnson on the far side. Passes to Houghton, now to Duro with 3 on the shot clock. Outside to Kemp, a 3, just off the mark. And Brianna Rhodes, the team's leading scorer and rebounder, gets that rebound. Elsie Harris inside the arc. Redshirt junior from Mobile will dribble it out here on senior day. Gamecocks trailing 9-5, 5:35 and ticking in the first. Harris with a screen from Rhodes, trying to pass back. Brianna almost lost it, but recovers and makes the layup. Pass led her a bit too far, but thankfully the junior had the wherewithal to stay with it, grab the ball, and lay it in for 2 more. Also a final from Murfreesboro. No surprise, Middle Tennessee crushes La Tech. Oh, man, almost a backcourt violation. They'll say Jack State touched it. Petrie can't believe it. Henry to the baseline. Duro jumper, good. Tamara Duro, 4 points, tied for a game high so far as we're halfway through the first. Crystal Ison down the court, beat the defense. Kicks it again to Rachel for 3, and just short from the senior. Elsie Harris got the offensive board, but stepped out of bounds. And that'll take us to the media timeout. It's been a back and forth start. Very high tempo, and it's 11-7 at the break. Sam Houston leading it, 4:45 to go in the first. Back to play in Jacksonville. Both sides missing a layup coming out of the timeout. Bearcat basketball, Sydney Kemp with a layup that falls off the back of the rim. Over to Samaya Steele, down the floor, Maya Barnes wide open too. And the shot rolls in. Gamecocks trail it now just 11-9. 3:33 and ticking in this first quarter. Bearcat basketball on the far sideline. Lobbing down low to Renee Smith. Working against Asia Barkley. Jumper off the mark for Sam Houston. But the putback is good. That was Renee Smith again. Gamecocks in transition. Samaya Steele looping around left end. Over to Rachel Johnson, now to Crystal Eisen. Outside to Samaya. To Maya Barnes once more. A handoff to Samaya beyond the arc. Gamecocks down 13-9, 2:45 and ticking in this opening period. Asia Barkley floater short and rebounded by the Bearcats. 2.5 to play in this first period. Jack State down 4. Sam Houston trying to extend it. It's Houghton with a jumper. Good. Excuse me, that was Kaylee Jefferson. Nevertheless, same result, 15-9. Three for Maya off the rim, and Bearcats get the rebound, but a jump ball will give it to Jacksonville State.
Possession to Jack State.
McDaniel, who misses a layup, but she is fouled doing so.
That was on number 0, Sydney Kemp of Sam Houston. That's her first and the team score.
Brooklyn at the line for a couple here, trying to cut into a 6-point deficit, but the sophomore from Heflin misses the first one. Second one is true, and it's 15-10 ball game. Sam Houston on top, 2 and change in the first. Bearcats find a Houghton underneath the basket for 2 more, and they have their largest lead so far, 17-10. Sam Houston impressing in this first period in Jacksonville. Maya Barnes looping top of the key, passes out to McDaniel. Brooklyn stops, has it tipped out of her hands by DeRose. She gets it back, spins in the lane, puts up a shot, and she'll draw another foul.
That was on the Bearcats, number 32, Tamara Guerra, her first and the team's second. At the line for Jack State, number 23, Brooklyn McDaniel, shooting 2.
McDaniel for 2 free throws, 98 seconds to go in this first period. It's up and in. 17-11. Second one in and out. Sam Houston gets it. They pass down the floor to Shanti Henry. Goes to the right wing, guarded by Shaquise May. Over to DeRoe. Now to Seaton, layup good, and a foul. Count the bucket, and a foul on Brooklyn McDaniel.
Brooklyn McDaniel go first. That's team foul number 3. Basket was good by Alexis Seaton. She's at the line for 1.
Throw in, 20-11, Sam Houston on top. At the Pete on senior day. 1:20 to go in the period, and layup off the bottom of the rim, no good, missed by Samaya Steele. In transition, the Bearcats give it off to Duro. She'll take it down to the baseline. Pass out to Henry on the left wing. She'll walk it to the right side. Now drive against McDaniel and a travel. Brooklyn McDaniel going to put up a 3. No, she'll drive inside instead. Passes off to Elsie Harris. Jumper elbow off the back of the iron again. Gamecocks can't catch a break. 50 seconds to go in this first period. Sam Houston up 9. There's a three-pointer rims out by them, but right to Kaylee Jefferson. The layup is good, and they're doubling us up. 22-11. Under 40 seconds to go in the first period on Senior Day. Elsie Harris crosses the timeline. JUCO transfer stops, gives off to Asia Barkley. Two-pointer, no good. Fighting for the rebound, though, Maya Barnes underneath to Shaquise May. Layup and a foul to send Shaquise to the line with 19.5 to go.
Foul is on Sam Houston's number 15, Alexis Seaman. That's her first. That's the third team foul. Going to the line for the Gamecocks, number 2, Shaquise May.
Shaquise at the line for a couple, the junior from Conyers, Georgia. Trying to get Jack State a bit closer. They trail 22-11, under 20 seconds to play. First one is in and out from May. Shaquise, third-year Gamecock, at the line this season, shooting 60%. Second from Queese is true. 22-12, back to a 10-point game. Sam Houston has led this entire contest. Just had their largest lead with 11. Shanti Henry holds it for the Bearcats. Going against May, crosses her over, steps near side. Point guard hands it off to Seaton, gets around McDaniel, lost it out of bounds. Just lost the ball. They're going to say off of Shaquise May, though. Maybe Shaquise poked it out. Nevertheless, Bearcats with 3.2 to go. They've got the ball underneath the basket, over to Renee Smith, and a travel. And so Jack State will have it with 2.3 left. Toss into Elsie Harris, a half-court heave at the horn is short, and that takes us to the second. Sam Houston leads at 22-12. Be back momentarily on the Gamecock Sports Network. Coming back to play, about to start the second period here in Jacksonville. Gamecocks trailing 22-12 against Sam Houston here on Senior Day. Still plenty of time to turn it around, but that was a rough first period. Shanti Henry dumps it off to Kaylee Jefferson near the baseline. She's strapped and just throws it out of bounds. Renee Smith was in the corner but could not find the big 6'2" senior. Madison McCoy throws it right to a Bearcat. It's going to be out of bounds off of them, though. Or will it? So never mind. They're going to say off Jack State. Asia Barkley was the one that knocked it off of her. Kaylee Jefferson had intercepted the inbound pass. Inbounds to Sydney Kemp. Kemp standing at the A of the Gamecock logo. Over to Jefferson driving against McCoy. Spin around jumper, rolls off the rim. Seems like they haven't missed much. They shot 10 for 16 in that first period. Down the floor, Madison McCoy. She loses it out of bounds. Couldn't get it to her, and Petrie is livid right now. Bearcats with it. Shanti Henry over to Seaton. Spinning around, layup, no good, but she's fouled by McDaniel.
That's her second personal. That's the first team foul here in the second quarter. Going to the line for the Bearcats. Number 15, Alexa Seaton, 2.
Free throw from Seaton. Up and in. Seaton, one of several veteran members on this Sam Houston team, sinks both of them. And is back to a 12-point lead for Sam Houston, 24-12. 9:01 to go until halftime. Elsie Harris receives the handoff, top of the key. She'll take it to the right wing. Down to the baseline, now over to Asia Barkley, who scoots inside, layup goes. Somebody has got to step up if you're Jacksonville State. Better late than never, Asia Barkley with 2 more. She had a big game against them the first time, had a double-double. And a turnover against the Bearcats will give it right back to Jacksonville State. Gamecocks get around a full court press with Elsie. Takes it all the way down, spin around jumper, no good. Cannot have these poor, quick, unsuccessful offensive possessions. Kaylee Jefferson, spin around jumper, this one well short as well. One miss followed by another. Elsie Harris takes it down again. She'll slow it down this time, pass back out to Asia Barkley, who cuts down low. Asia fakes a spin right, goes left, passes in the corner to McCoy. Madison drives it, and it's blocked out of this zip code by Renee Smith. It'll stay with the Gamecocks, though, as it was out of bounds off of her teammate Shanti Henry. Under 8 to play until halftime. Jacksonville State down by 10. Trying to make it a single-digit deficit. McCoy to Rachel Johnson, back inside for Maddie, and a reaching in foul called on the Bearcats. You look at this Sam Houston team, and they are a lot better than their record suggests. Talking with head coach Rick Petrie earlier this season about them, and even earlier this week, he has been impressed with what they've been able to do. He said, look, fact of the matter is they had us down by 13 at their place. We know what they're capable of. They've had Jack State down by a dozen in this game at home on Senior Day. Samaya Steele, two-hand tosses it into McCoy straight away. Takes it down the left side of the lane. Spins left to lay up. Goes in high off the backboard. Maddie McCoy, the senior on Senior Day. Her first points is 24-16. Bearcats tossing it near side of Kemp. Trying to get around Johnson. They find Seaton in the corner. Shaquise May all over her. Seton has to pass it away. Duro. Somebody lost a shoe. It was Seton. Over to Houghton, almost walked. Dumps it off to Smith, now back outside Kemp's way. Puts up a three at the horn. It's off to the left and pulled down by Maddie McCoy. She'll cross the floor, take it all the way, and she is fouled. And Madison heads to the free throw line for the first time today with a chance to make it a 6-point difference.
That's the second team foul. Going to the line for Jackson State, number 15, Madison McCoy, shooting two.
McCoy, the senior from Knoxville, Tennessee, in her third season at Jacksonville State. It's been great getting to see her develop into a key member of this team. That last bucket gave her 300 career points, and this free throw makes it 301 for the Walters State transfer. This season, she's top 300 career rebounds and points. She'll sink both of them, 24-18. Great feature story on Madison in the Anniston Star this week. But right down on the other end, Renee Smith for two more. She's already got 6 points. 26-18, make it a jumper for Smith that time. Samaya Steele spins around, running layup, goes in, and a foul at the end.
And one. The foul is on Sam Houston's number 22, Shantae Henry, her first. That's the third team.
It's true from Steele, 26-21. 6.5 to play until halftime. Bearcats give it in the corner to Duro, now to Henry. Drives, layup goes. Rachel Johnson couldn't slow her down that time. Back to a 7-point difference. Nobody got the ball for Jacksonville State that time. The official had to pick it up and hand it to McCoy. Over to Samaya Steele. She'll take it down to the right wing, now flare it over to McCoy. Madison drives, spins again. Shot goes no good. And Smith comes down with it. Bearcat basketball leading by a touchdown, 28-21. Give to Shantae Henry at the elbow. Crosses back over, comes near side for Duro. Duro attacking, now passing off to Houghton, and she traveled. Turnover against the Bearcats. They have committed quite a few in this game. That is their 8th turnover today. Gamecocks with just 3 in this first half. 5.5 to go until the break. Samaya Steele gets away from Duro, tries to find Eisen in the corner, and it's intercepted. Over to Shantae Henry, holds it on the left wing. Henry pressured as she kicks it in the corner to Seton. Now down low to Houghton. Layup good off the glass. Elena Houghton, the 6'1" sophomore from DC, puts them back up by 9. Samaya holding on to it right side. Crosses back over to her left. No look pass to Eisen at the elbow. Now on the wing, it's McCoy driving. Madison shot. Goes off to the left. Tried to get a foul that time, no such luck. 4:40 to go, it's 30-21, Sam Houston. Henry takes it down, gives off to Houghton, now outside to Kaylee Jefferson. Straight away, this is Seton jumping against May, and a foul called. Looked to me like Jordan Seton jumped into Shaquise May, but they're gonna get Queese on the foul anyway. Alexis Seton, rather, the UCI transfer. That takes us to a timeout, 4:26 to go until halftime. Gamecocks trail 30-21. times in this first half. Underhand toss to Crystal Ison. Coming around to the right wing. Ison jumps in the lane, passes to Barnes for three, and it's too short off the rim. Rebounded initially by Brianna Rhodes, but it ends up in the hands of Bearcat. Down the floor, Shanti Henry in transition three is too short. Ison, 2-on-1 layup, good.
Crystal Ison.
30-23, Gamecocks not going away easily in this first period, or first half, I should say. Sydney Kemp moving around the offense as she hands it off to Shanti Henry. Fakes a jumper and passes it off the hands of a Gamecock out of bounds. To hear Hardcore giving the subs a hard time here at the Pete on Senior Day. High pass in, caught beyond the arc to Darrow. Now over, a three for Kemp. Line drive shot too short. Outside though to Shanti Henry and another opportunity. Seaton, and a offensive foul away from the play is called, I think, on Renee Smith, who Jack State could certainly benefit from getting into some foul trouble. Three-pointer no good for the Gamecocks. Rebound and a foul on the putback will send Maya Barnes to the free throw line.
Stepping to the line for Jack State, number 22, Maya Barnes, shooting two.
Couple of free throws coming up for Maya, the junior from Carver High School in Montgomery, first year at Jack State. She's had some big performances, and a made free throw there to cut the deficit to 6. Barnes at the line this year, 75%. The Shelton State transfer will hit both of them. 30-25. Also of note, Jack State is in the bonus here for the final 2:43. Seaton gives outside to Sydney Kemp. Now over to Shanti Henry. Back to Kemp, or Seaton rather, and a foul on the shot. Maya Barnes thought she had a clean block, but instead that's going to be the third team foul. Time called as Jackson Millender, the senior manager, wipes up some perspiration off the floor on Senior Day. He doesn't get quite the reaction he did last time. First free throw from Alexis Seaton goes in. Seaton, a 5'10" graduate from Fort Worth, started her career at UC Irvine, now with the Bearcats. Second one off the glass, no good. Brianna Rhodes comes away with it. Gives over to the point guard, Samaya Steele. 2:22 and ticking until halftime. Shaquise May gets a pass on the left wing, back over to Samaya. Now in the corner, Maya to May on the wing. Three went in off the glass, but a stoppage of play and a turnover prior to that. Another turnover for Jack State. They've still been pretty clean in that regard today, but that is their 5th. Renee Smith, and a definite charge as she knocks Brianna Rhodes clean to the deck. 2:05 to go in the first half. Jacksonville State down 31-25. May's got it in the corner all the way across the floor. Maya, opposite corner three. Airballed way too much on it. Sam Houston down the court. Attacking left side is Shanti Henry. Shuts pass out now. Over to Seton, but first a 3-second call. Jacksonville State will get it. 100 seconds remaining here in the first half. Gamecocks down 6, but still a lot of time and still some time in the half to turn around your fortunes. Crystal Ison gets it on the left wing. Calls for a screen from Brianna Rhodes. Uses it and passes off to Samaya Steele. Left side to Maya. Her pass tipped and intercepted. Stolen by Sydney Kemp. Down the floor, Alexis Seton layup. Off to the right. And a foul going for the rebound. The whistles have been busy in this game.
South Houston foul number 13, Kaylee Jefferson. That's her second. Stepping in the line for the Gamecocks, number 13, Crystal Ison.
Second foul on Kaylee Jefferson. That'll send Crystal Ison to the free throw line. Minute 13 to go in this first half. Gamecocks still down 6. It's halftime in Bowling Green. Western Kentucky leads Liberty 37-30. If the Hilltoppers win, Jack State would secure the 7 seed. A loss would make things a little bit more murky. As Crystal sinks both. 31-27. It's a 4-point game, the closest it's been in a minute. Sydney Kemp crosses the timeline. 64 seconds to go in the half. Moving the offense around. She'll bounce one on the elbow to Kaylee Jefferson, who puts up a 2-pointer, no good. Addison McCoy gets the rebounds. She's trapped though, she's got to pass it off. Throws it over to Shaquise May. She'll race it up left side, dribble behind her back, almost lost it, takes it in the lane, and misses a layup. But rebounded by Ison somehow over to Brianna Rhodes. And the Gamecocks trail by just a pair with 30 seconds remaining in the half. And I would imagine Sam Houston's going to bleed as much clock as they can, about a 2-second difference between the shot and game clocks. Sydney Kemp holding on to it near the half-court logo. 6 on the shot clock, they'll start the play. Kemp rocks to the left, 2 on the clock, puts up a 3. It's off to the left, rebounded by Madison McCoy. And that'll do it for the half. Gamecocks trail by 2, trailed by as many though as a dozen in this first half. They battled back, and it's a close one at the break. Sam Houston 31, Jack State 29. Stay with us for more here on the Gamecocks Sports Network. Back with you, halftime at the Pete, about set to start the second half. Hardcore playing along as loud as they can here on Senior Day. Jacksonville State trailing at the break, 31-29, but a close ball game. Jack State trailed by as many as a dozen in the first half. Never had the lead, but they will have a chance when we come back to play to tie it, maybe take the lead. We'll see how it falls in the second half. Looking at scoring in the first half for the Gamecocks, the leading scorer is Brianna Rhodes. She's got 6 points and 3 rebounds. Senior Madison McCoy with 4 points, 3 boards, 4 points and 5 rebounds, 1 assist as well for Crystal Eisen, and Maya Barnes with 4 points as well. Rachel Johnson and Samaya Steele, 3 points apiece, and then 2-point performances in the first half by Asia Barkley and Brooklyn McDaniel. Shaquise May added 1 free throw. Gamecocks had 20 rebounds, as did the Bearcats in the first half. Game's leading scorer in the first half, Kaylee Jefferson, had 7 and 5. 6 points, 7 rebounds. Renee Smith on her way to a double-double. 6 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists for Alexis Seaton coming off the bench. Had a productive first half. 4 points apiece for Elena Houghton and Tamara Duro. 2 points in the first half for Cassidy Dixon for the Bearcats. Jacksonville State benefited off turnovers by the Bearcats. Gamecocks turned it over just 6 times in the first half. Sam Houston almost doubled that with 11 turnovers. They have made their money, though, in the paint, and have the Bearcats 22 points in the paint, just 16 for Jacksonville State in the opening 20. And it will be Gamecock basketball as we start the second half of play here at Pete Matthews Coliseum. The senior, Madison McCoy, tosses it in to Elsie Harris, and we are back underway in Jacksonville. Harris gives inside to Brianna Rhodes. Layup spins in and out. And then it's going to stay with Jack State as it was initially rebounded by Kaylee Jefferson, but she stepped out of bounds. So 10 seconds into the second half, Jack State basketball down by 2. And Harris, the Mobile native, going to pass it in right beside the goal. It's a high pass, over the shoulder catch by Maddie McCoy. Has it left side of the lane. Maddie spins that way, layup with the left-handed finish. And we are tied at 31. For the first time today, we're tied up. Jacksonville State has spotted the 12-point difference. 31 all, a 10-1 scoring run going back to the first half for the red and white. Wearing their white unis today. And Renee Smith just lost it. Flat out dropped the ball. Over to Brianna Rhodes. Ahead to Harris. Elsie outside to McCoy. Madison trying to take over in this second half. She'll dribble it out. 17 on the shot clock as she jumps inside again, and she is rejected out of bounds by Houghton. No shot that time for Maddie, the 6'1" sophomore. The transfer from Hartford, Elena Houghton, was right there inside to reject her. Into a cutting Rachel Johnson, but a charge is called. Layup was good, would have given Jack State their first lead. First foul on Madison McCoy, first team foul of the second half against Jacksonville State. 31 all. 9:05 to play here in the third quarter as the Bearcats give it in to Sydney Kemp. She'll set up shop on the right wing. Calls for a screen, goes the opposite way, and she's called for a charge. Would have had a layup, but kind of unnecessarily drew contact against Elsie Harris and sent her spiraling to the floor. I don't think that would have changed anything for the basket. She would have beaten Elsie, but called for the charge, and Kemp couldn't believe it. We're still tied a minute into the second half. Harris over to Brianna Rhodes, floater short. Brianna gets her own rebound. And then a foul before the shot as Brianna was trying for a putback. Who are they going to get? Might be Shanti Henry. No, it's going to be Renee Smith again. And already she's got her third personal. You don't want to see her foul out if you're a Bearcat fan. Gamecocks are okay with it, though. Harris goes in up top to Maddie. McCoy going against Smith. She'll stop at the edge of the lane, rock back far side, and then dribble it out. A pass on the wing to Harris. Retreats near half court. 7 on the shot clock. Elsie outside McCoy, a 3. Yes! Maddie McCoy gives Jack State their first lead, and it's 34-31. The senior on senior day comes through in a big way, but a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play for Sam Houston as Alexis Seaton bursts around the right end and makes a shot through a foul on Crystal Eisen. So it's 34-33, and Seaton back to the free throw line. She's got 8 points. Madison McCoy with that three-pointer now up to 9, most in this game. But Seaton could match it, and the senior does so. The free throw spins in. She's made 5 at the line, and it's 34 apiece. Harris gets around the press, takes it all the way, jumper off to the left, and it's out of bounds, last touched by the Gamecocks. Not the best shot selection that time for Harris. Kind of rushed it. Again, you can be patient with some of these possessions. That's where Jack State's found their success. 8 minutes to go in this third period. Duro takes it down to the baseline, passes back out to Seaton, and a charge. Seaton barrels into Eisen that time. And Sam Houston's leading scorer with their third personal. And she'll have to come out for Sydney Kemp. I want to thank everybody for joining us on this Saturday afternoon, the final Saturday of the regular season. Conference tournament next week in Huntsville, Alabama. Elsie takes it down again, passes off to Brianna Rhodes, layup good. And Jack State up by 2, 36-34. Tamara Duro on the opposite end for Sam Houston. Gives to Shanti Henry, who's been a bit quiet at times today. Rachel Johnson step for step with her this time. She leads down low to Elena Houghton, who had it ripped out of bounds by Elsie Harris. By the way, Western Kentucky extending their lead over Liberty, 47-38 in the third quarter. Again, if the Hilltoppers win, Jack State is the 7th seed. Sam Houston with Duro, gives outside to a wide open Kaylee Jefferson for 3. It's off the rim and out of bounds off of the Gamecocks. No, they're going to say off the Bearcats. Jack State might have benefited off that call. 7:12 to go in quarter number 3. Jacksonville State down just 2. Elsie Harris will bring it up for the Gamecocks. Mississippi Gulf Coast product. Gives over to Brianna Rhodes. Tries to spin it in left side, no good. Over to Sam Houston again. Kaylee Jefferson down to the baseline, outside to Duro. Hand off to Kemp. They trail by 2, but looking to tie it. It's Kaylee Jefferson jumping in and drawing a shooting foul against Maddie McCoy. Madison will get her second personal. Third team foul, 3 team fouls apiece in this third quarter. And 2 free throws coming up for Kaylee Jefferson, who's 1 for 1 at the line so far. And she'll make this one as well to make it a 1-point game. Jefferson with 8 points today. Rims out on the second. The Gamecocks will be up a point. McCoy came down with it, down the floor to Brianna Rhodes. It's intercepted by Elena Houghton. Over to Tamara Duro, and now Sam Houston with a chance to retake the lead. In the corner, it's Kemp. Back off to Jefferson, and it's stolen, knocked away by Brianna Rhodes, right to McCoy. Madison gives to Elsie Harris, back outside. Rachel's open, top of the key. The 3's off the rim. Eisen put back and a foul.
Team foul number 4. And stepping the line for Jack State, number 13, Crystal Eisen, shooting 2.
A couple of free throws for the junior out of Tacoma, Washington here. Free throw goes in. She's got 5 points, 3 for 3 at the line is Crystal in her first year in Jacksonville after transferring from Arizona Western. She makes both, and the Gamecocks lead is 3, 38-35. 6:08 to go in this third interval. It's been a wild game so far. I'm sure we're just getting started. Sam Houston led by as many as a dozen. They're not going to give up easily. Sydney Kemp goes to the left edge, puts up a long 2, and it goes in. It hit off the side of the rim and bounces up and in. Back to a 1-point difference. Elsie Harris gets around a screen, takes it all the way, and she has it blocked by Houghton. Outside McCoy for 3. Off to the right, and Shanti Henry grabs that rebound. Henry outside to Seaton. Jumper too much on it. Brianna Rhodes comes away with the basketball. Gives to the point guard Harris, who jogs it up across the timeline. Elsie will stop near the lane. Pass in the corner to Ison. Crystal spins around 2 defenders. Gives to a wide open Brianna Rhodes. And her jumper goes in at the elbow. 40-37 Gamecocks, as we're getting close to the media timeout here in period number 3. 5 minutes to go. Sydney Kemp bounces for Houghton. Now on to Kemp in the corner again. Alexis Seaton going up against Crystal Ison. Down to the baseline to Houghton. Floater off the rim. Put back no good. And rebounded by Rachel Johnson. Ahead to Elsie Harris. It's a 2-on-1. Elsie, no look pass Ison. Layup, no good. Crystal gets her own rebound. Her putback will go in. She makes up for it. And timeout is taken by Sam Houston. Not about how you start, it's how you finish. Jacksonville State leads by 5 at the media timeout here in the third quarter. 4:28 to go in the period. Jacksonville State up 5. Bearcat basketball as we come back to play at Pete Matthews Coliseum. 4:27 to go in the third quarter. Jack State has flipped the Bearcats on their head. 42-37 your score. Alexis Seaton gives in the corner to Jefferson. She's trapped, has to pass out to Sydney Kemp, and she is fouled on the floor, I would assume, by Crystal Eisen, which would be the fourth team foul.
Jack State foul number 13, Crystal Eisen. That's her second. That's the team's fourth.
Both sides will head to their respective benches as this officially takes us to the official timeout. I guess the previous timeout was just a team timeout, but we'll keep it here for the time being. Again, we've had two final scores in the conference, and neither have helped Jacksonville State secure the 7th seed, or at least a top 7 seed. Louisiana Tech fell in blowout fashion on the road at Middle Tennessee. No surprise there. The Lady Raiders finished conference play 16-0 with a 79-58 win at the Murphy Center. And then New Mexico State went on the road and shocked second-seeded FIU 65-56. What that does is that has Jack State and New Mexico State in a tie if the Gamecocks were to lose this one. Now, Jack State owns the head-to-head advantage over New Mexico State, but the question then is what happens with Western Kentucky? If Western Kentucky loses to Liberty, then there's a three-way tie for fifth place, or excuse me, for sixth place, meaning we wouldn't really know who's in the play-in game against Sam Houston on Tuesday in Huntsville, because Western Kentucky is 2-2 against Jack State and New Mexico State, as are Jack State and New Mexico State against themselves. So it would come down to another tiebreaker there. Western Kentucky, though, right now leading Liberty 61-54, end of the third quarter. If Western wins, that sures up that Jack State would miss the play-in game. They would officially be the 7th seed, likely taking on 2 seed either FIU or Liberty. See who that is after this game. Make sure to visit jackstatesports.com. We'll keep you up to date with everything as soon as we find out who we're playing and when, as well as our social media accounts at Jack State WBB. (42-37), Jacksonville State leading Sam Houston. 4:12 to go in the third quarter of play in Jacksonville, Alabama. Gamecocks being outshot from the field right now, but out-rebounding Sam Houston and defending off turnovers. That has been the key to this second half comeback for the Red and White. And we'll say that it was a shooting foul that sends Sydney Kemp to the line. So she'll have 2 to try to get Sam Houston on the board in this second half, and the first free throw is up and in. Jack State's men trailing Sam Houston 54-51. They've got 12.5 to go in their game. The second one is up and in from Kemp. 42-39. So a 1 possession difference, 4 minutes to go. Crystal Eisen running point over to McCoy, now in the corner to Rachel Johnson. Madison gets a pass back on the wing. Senior from Knoxville gets a screen, steps inside, back off to Rhodes, jumper, got it. I'm telling you, when Bree Rhodes is on, she is on. And Bree's got 12 points and 5 rebounds here on Senior Day. The junior from Montgomery standing out, and then a travel for Sam Houston. Alexis Seaton tripped over her own feet and slid on the court. Coach Raven Justice and her coaching staff for Sam Houston upset on the far sideline. Pass goes in to Crystal Eisen up the right side. She'll dribble around the defender and get it across half court. Has an open lane down the middle. Layup spins off the mark, though. She gets her own rebound in the corner. Across the floor to Samaya Steele. She'll stop in the corner and dribble it back out now. 3:20 to play in this third quarter. Jack State up 5. Hand off to Crystal. Gets around 2 defenders. Floater no good. And Sam Houston boxes out to get the ball this time. Sydney Kemp comes away with it all the way, and she draws a shooting foul. And that'll put Sam Houston in the bonus for the final 3:06 of this third quarter. First foul on Samaya, but a costly one as Sydney Kemp will head to the line. 2 for 2 at the line so far. Just 1 of 7 from the field, though. Kemp on the year, 81% at the charity stripe. The redshirt junior from Kansas City sinks the first one. It's 44-40. Kemp got both. 44-41. They're pressing again. Crystal Ison bumped into bringing it up the floor by Cassidy Dixon. Get around her with a screen. Dart down to the baseline. Layup goes. Impressive play by Ison. Crystal has got 10. 46-41. Cassidy Dixon driving for the Bearcats. She'll pass out. Kaylee Jefferson in the paint. Renee Smith, too easy. Her first points in some time, though, but it does make it a one-possession game, 46-43. Samaya Steele down the center of the floor. Guarded step for step by Sydney Kemp. Samaya, the sophomore from Hazel Green High, races right side, passes out to Maddie. Now left wing, it's Rachel Johnson. Henry with her. Goes to Brianna for 2. In and out. And rebounded by Cassidy Dixon of Sam Houston. They can tie it with a 3 here. Henry puts it up. Too much on it. Rebounded by Kaylee Jefferson. Has to go somewhere with it. Has Henry underneath the basket. No good. Rebounded by Brianna. Ahead to Madison McCoy. Jack State catches a break. Henry should add 2. McCoy all the way. And a blocking foul will send her to the line. Madison trying to reach double figures. 2 Gamecocks already there. Brianna Rhodes and Crystal Ison. Maddie 9 points, 5 boards, 1 assist. Also a block and a steal. She's kind of done it all. As Sydney Kemp was called for her 3rd personal foul. Jack State now in the bonus as well with 1:45 to go in the 3rd. 3-point difference. Every point matters, and McCoy gives another one to the good guys, 47-43. Off to the left on the second one, but Asia Barkley with an offensive board. Outside May, a 3. Too short. Barkley another rebound. Taquise on the wing, across the floor to McCoy. Almost lost it out of bounds. Saves it at the baseline. Reverse layup. Count it. 49-43. Madison McCoy with a spectacular shot. But a foul on the other end, and Sam Houston's got 2 free throws. Sydney Kemp sent to Bill Jones Court as she was fouled by Shaquise May, and now Maya Barnes comes in to give McCoy a breather. McCoy 12 points here on Senior Day, getting close to a career high of 15. .121 to go in this 3rd period. Jack State up by 6, but Sydney Kemp at the line. Misses the first one. She had started 4 for 4. Sam Houston 11 of 14 now at the line. Second one's in and out. If only it was the 4th quarter, we'd have some chicken. Samaya Steele grabs the rebound, crosses half court. Goes against Seaton, gives in the corner to May. Jaquise spins around on the wing. Steps back, 14 on the shot clock. She's trapped, and it's stolen. Knocked away from her by Renee Smith. Shanti Henry dumps it off down low to Smith. Layup goes in. 49-45, under 50 seconds to go in the period. Samaya dribbles around her back. The Alabama State transfer hangs on to it at the logo. Screen from Barkley and a moving screen on Asia. Ball back to the Bearcats, who trail by 4 late in this third quarter. Gamecocks have had as much as a 6-point advantage in this period, but now down 4 as we get close to the final stanza. 30 seconds to play, 24 on the shot clock. And Sydney Kemp is going to use as much of it as she can. Dribbling back and forth, we'll see when they start the play with 8 on the clock. Kemp to Jefferson, top of the key, inside for Smith. 3 to go, she'll spin, pass it off. Seaton at the horn, too short, and the Gamecocks will have it with a shot clock violation. 5.3 to play. Jack State should get a decent look here, although the Bearcats are pressing. They'll give it into Crystal Ison. Crystal crosses half court with 2 to go, stops, never put up a shot, and that takes us to the fourth quarter. Jacksonville State, however, battles back to take the lead. They lead at 49-45 as we head to the fourth here on Senior Day. Stay with us on the Gamecock Sports Network. Sam Houston basketball as we start the fourth quarter in Jacksonville. Kaylee Jefferson on the right wing, walks it around left side. And a block. Sydney Kemp rejected. Shaquise May down the far sideline. Gives it off to Samaya Steele, who's checked in at point guard. Samaya brings it near. Passes to Maya Barnes on the wing. The junior Gives to fellow Shelton State transfer Asia Barkley. Now in the corner to May with 10 on the clock. Outside, a corner three for Johnson. Rachel in and out. Rebound, though, by Barkley. Putback goes in. Asia gives Jack State a 6-point lead. Second bucket of the day for the Anniston native. To Shanti Henry, the senior from Wichita, Kansas. Has been quiet since the first period. Passes to Jefferson, now to Kemp. Defender fell down, and that's a moving screen that gives it to Jacksonville State. A minute into this fourth period, Gamecocks up 6, and they've got the ball. Maya to throw it in for the red and white. She'll find Samaya Steele in the backcourt. Screen from Barkley. Samaya bumped into at the midcourt stripe. Double teamed as she finds Maya Barnes in the corner to Shaquise May, a three. Too short, rebounded by Barkley. Asia's put back. Wild this time, way too much on it. Not sure what happened there. Sam Houston pretty easily grabs the rebound that time. Sydney Kemp standing at the edge of the Gamecock logo, gets a screen from Smith. Steps to the right side. Rocks back left. Kemp over to Dixon. Driving down low to Renee Smith in the paint. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Jacksonville State, Samaya Steele. In transition to Johnson, now to May. Three from the wing. No good. Goes off the rim and lands all the way on the other side out of bounds with 8:04 to go. 51-45, Gamecocks on top. But Bearcat ball. So we bring it back from a Sam Houston timeout. Jacksonville State up by 6 in the fourth quarter. Under 8 to go. Cassidy Dixon retrieves it near the baseline. Passes inside and it's picked off. Asia Barkley steps into that passing lane and grabs it for the Gamecocks. Ahead to Samaya Steele, who loops around in the corner. They've done that so many times because unfortunately just don't have the size inside to contest with these Bearcats. Barkley swings it. Down low to Rachel Johnson, layup good. Don't see a ton of points for Rachel down low, but you get a layup there. It's an 8-point game, biggest lead for the Gamecocks. And now a shooting foul on the opposite end as Sydney Kemp put the pedal to the metal in transition. Again, a win today would ensure at least a top 7 seed for Jacksonville State, because Western Kentucky has not done their job. They have been outscored by Liberty 19-4 in the fourth quarter, and it looks like Liberty is going to win that one. Free throw good from Sydney Kemp, 53-46. So Jack State has got to win to avoid a 3-way tie for 6th. Unless Western comes back in the final 3 as Kemp hits both of them. 53-47, back to a 2-possession game. Samaya standing at the logo at half court. Passes to Maya Barnes, guarded tightly by Dixon. Maya will hand it off to Samaya, going right wing. Kicks it outside, a 3 for Rachel. Off the glass, no good, but rebounded by Barkley. Somehow she caught up to it. 3 for Samaya, off to the right. This time the Bearcats will box out and get it. Renee Smith grabs it. She's pressured, has to bounce it off to Kemp. And a ball lost out of bounds. Last touch by Rachel Johnson. Solid defense. Sydney Kemp has it knocked away momentarily. She regains it. Over to the right. A bounce pass to Renee Smith. Layup. No good. Bobbled around. Samaya Steele comes away with it. Keeps the dribble alive and rolls it over to Maya Barnes. And then a jump ball forced, but it will stay with the red and white. 6:10 to go, but man, Sam Houston isn't giving up here in the last regular season game. By the way, Jacksonville State's men trail by 9, 66-57 with 6:40 left in Huntsville, Texas. Liberty beat Western Kentucky's men already. A couple other games going on right now as the Bearcats are called for a foul at half court. Sydney Kemp knocks over Maya Barnes. Kemp with her 4th personal. We'll see if they keep her in. Looks like they will, at least for the time being. Johnson gives it into Samaya. Goes up against Seaton. Drive it down the floor. Passes to Eisen. Now on the wing to Maya Barnes. Barnes spins. Goes against Dixon. Gives at the elbow. Jumper for Barkley. Off to the left. Just cannot buy a bucket right now. Neither offense has seemed to have made a shot in a couple of minutes. Shanti Henry going around left end. Jumper good. And the Bearcats trail by 4 now, 53-49. 5.5 to go. 53 is not going to win you this game. If you're Jack State, you got to score. In the corner, Johnson over to Steele. Samaya to Eisen. Crystal getting around one-on-one coverage. Layup blocked by Smith. She regains it. Double teamed. Ball on the floor and stolen by Kemp. 2-on-2 for the Bearcats. Kemp stops at the baseline, gives to Henry, and she traveled. That's the one thing you could not have if you're the Bearcats. 5:02 remaining. Jacksonville State basketball. Next stoppage of play, we'll have a media timeout. Madison McCoy to lob it in for the Gamecocks. Nobody coming open, it's Asia Barkley. Hands it back off to Maddie, who brings it up right side. McCoy stops at the wing. Going up against Jefferson, takes it down low, and she's tripped. And when we come back, it'll be a foul on Kaylee Jefferson of Sam Houston. 4:51 to go. Jacksonville State leads at 53-49 here on the Gamecocks Sports Network. And evidently we're not going to take a media timeout. We'll keep it here. Just going to wipe up some sweat instead. Samaya will throw it in out the baseline. Jack State has not scored in 2.5 minutes. It's caught by McCoy. Ahead to Eisen in the lane. Layup no good, but she is fouled. Who fouled her? Is that Renee Smith? If so, that's her fourth. It is. So Sydney Kemp with 4 fouls, Kaylee Jefferson with 4 fouls, Renee Smith with 4, and Seaton with 3. They are in some heavy foul trouble. So the free throw is in there from Eisen, ends that scoreless streak, 54-49. And back up to a 6-point game, 55-49. 4:44 remaining. Sydney Kemp crosses up Eisen. Gives in the corner to Shanti Henry. Top of the key 3 off the glass. No good. Way off the mark. Gamecocks in transition. Give to Eisen. High pass in the corner to Johnson, but first to charge. Rachel got some hops. Got up there to catch that pass, but all for naught as Crystal's called for her third and this team's second in this fourth quarter. Time getting late, 4:28 remaining. New Mexico State watching this game and hoping for a Bearcat comeback. Big moving screen from Houghton. But Liberty is about to win against Western Kentucky. They are up by 9 in the final minute, so it's going to come down to whether or not Jacksonville State wins or loses this game. Asia Barkley hands it off to Samaya Steele. Now here's the kicker. New Mexico State swept Western Kentucky, so it could be Western and Sam Houston in the first round, as Asia Barkley is fouled trying to lay up. That's on Houghton. And that'll put Jack State in the bonus for the final 4 minutes. So a couple of free throws for Asia Barkley here. With 4 minutes left, you need all the points you can get. First trip to the line tonight for the junior, and it's well short on the first free throw. Second from Barkley is good. 56-49. Sydney Kemp gives in the corner to Seaton. Outside to Jefferson now. Right side back to Sydney Kemp. Puts up a 3. Way too much on it. And caught by Samaya Steele near half court. Passes the timeline with 3:35 to go. You're Jack State, you're bleeding as much time as you can. Sydney Kemp all over Samaya Steele, especially with them 4 fouls, kind of surprising. As Samaya kicks it in the corner to Eisen. Back over to Barkley. Asia on the wing to Samaya for 3. Got it. That might do it. A 10-point lead with 3 to go. Samaya with a big first 3 of the day. Jefferson 2, yes. And a response for the Bearcats to end a 6-0 run. 2:53 left. 59-51 Bearcats. Samaya Steele stops on the right wing. Now she'll dribble it near side. Looking for an open teammate. It's Madison McCoy. Back to Barkley. Asia over to Samaya. 2.5 left. 6 on the shot clock. Rachel Johnson gives to Eisen. Jumper at the horn, rims out. Rebounded by Crystal. Over to Barkley. Outside, a three for Rachel. Rims out again. And this time, Sam Houston gets the rebound with 2:15 to play. They trail by 8. They need a bucket. They get a turnover instead. Oh, they're going to say off Jacksonville State. I never saw a Gamecock touch it. Madison McCoy pleading her case with the official, but now Rachel Johnson is down on the floor. I did not see what happened to Rachel. It was away from the play. I'm thinking it's just a cramp by her reaction. Yep, that's probably what it's going to be. So Rachel getting checked out at half court. Trainer Divine Mathis out there with her. The Gamecocks will bring in a sub to replace her, as the senior here on Senior Day has had a pretty good one. Look at the two seniors that checked in for Jack State. Rachel, 5 points, 1 rebound. Not her best outing, but it's a very solid 28 minutes for the starter. And then for Madison McCoy, a team high 12, 6 rebounds. Crystal Lyson's just 1 rebound away from a double-double, by the way. 2:13 remaining, 59-51, Jacksonville State on top. Henry gives it in. Gets a handoff back. Shanti Henry drives in, and a block called on Crystal Ison. And Rick Petrie out to half court, cannot believe it. Third team foul, 4th personal on Crystal. The 2 free throws here for Henry. The first one is good. So we won't get Chick-fil-A on this trip either. Henry with 5 points on the day. First 4 in the first quarter. The second one up and in. 59-53. 2 minutes to go. Ison dribbling around defenders. One more bucket and you feel pretty good about it. Barkley. Hand off to McCoy. Top of the key. 13 on the shot clock, knocked out of her hand. She gets it back. Spins away from Seton. Layup. Good. 61-53, and that may just do it. Shanti Henry on the outside of Sydney Kemp. Drives in the lane. Layup spins in. And the Bearcats with a response, 61-55. Liberty does beat Western 84-77, so if this score holds, the first round matchup would be Sam Houston and Western Kentucky, which is shocking. And that would give Jack State the 6th seed in the conference, in which they would either play FIU or Liberty. Brooklyn McDaniel passes it in to Asia Barkley. A handoff to Samaya Steele, who stops and brings it back out. 12 on the shot clock, 1:08 to play. Madison McCoy gives back off to Samaya. 1 minute left, 4 on the shot clock. Samaya passes it to no man's land. Out of bounds. And Sam Houston will have 56 seconds to work with, down by 6.
With 56.4 seconds remaining, Sam Houston calls a 37 timeout.
We'll step aside with this full timeout. 56.4 seconds left. .56 seconds left. Jacksonville State about set to clinch a first-round bye in the conference tournament. Bearcats give it in the corner to Henry, a three off the rim. Rebounded by Crystal Ison. Ahead to Elsie Harris. Stops at half court. She's triple teamed, and a jump ball will give it to the Bearcats. 46 seconds left, and Sam Houston will take back over. So now, since UTEP finished 6-10, if Jack State wins this game, they would finish 5th in the conference. That is insane. That's the good news. Bad news is you play Louisiana Tech. Sydney Kemp jumper good, 61-57. 38 seconds left. Maddie to throw it in to Asia Barkley. Bringing it up the near side. Asia stops. Oh, a backcourt violation. And Petrie trying to say it was tipped. Oh my goodness. How could you throw it in that direction? I know it might have been tipped, maybe it wasn't, but why would you even throw that way? There's 30 seconds left. Henry passes it in to Jefferson. Down low to Renee Smith. Oh my gosh, Seton was wide open, the layup's good. And timeout taken by Jacksonville State. It's a 2-point game with 25 seconds left.
With 25.8 seconds remaining, Jack State.
It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. Oh, man. This one is still absolutely wide open. 61-59. .8 seconds remaining. This game has been wild. Shaquise May to throw it in. Oh my gosh, it was tipped and stolen. Renee Smith, layup good, and we're tied at 61. And Petrie calls time. 20.9 seconds left, and we are tied at 61 at the Pete on Senior Day. And it'll be a full timeout. An unbelievable collapse in this last minute. Absolutely unbelievable. Just when you thought Jack State had it closed up, here come the Bearcats to tie it at 61 on an 8-0 scoring run. Oh my gosh. 20.9 seconds left. The shot clock will be off. Jacksonville State gets their best look at a shot. And then maybe an extra period. If Jacksonville State drops this game, then that would mean there is a four-way tie for next to last. And who plays in the first round against Sam Houston, I have no idea. Absolutely no idea, because all of the teams tied are 3-3 against each other. Just 20 seconds remaining. One last good possession for Jacksonville State. That's all they need. Inbounds pass goes to Maddie McCoy. A handoff to Crystal Ison. Drives in. Layup. No good. Sam Houston with the rebound. And then she's out of bounds with 13 to go. Gamecocks will have it. 13.8 left. I'm sure we'll probably take a look at this just to make sure. They're going to send both teams to their benches. So we look back at the replay, and she was definitely out of bounds. Shanti Henry got the rebound, but that right foot was clearly in the red. So I'm assuming this review is more so going to be to see how much time is left. And not whether or not it was out of bounds. That call seems pretty obvious. I wouldn't imagine they'd go back and find a foul on this. Asia Barkley was draped around her, but that was not called on the floor. .61 all, 13.8 seconds left. This one has come down to the wire for sure. And the rest of the conference, namely Western Kentucky, New Mexico State, and UTEP, are watching on, trying to see who will come out on top. If it's Sam Houston, then all heck breaks loose in the conference standings. If it's Jacksonville State, there's still some heck. You see Asia Barkley tipped it right onto her. That should be out of bounds off Sam Houston. That is no foul. Both sides kind of getting into it. Some of the support staff members for Sam Houston with a chant to go against the Let's Go Cox chant. If you're just joining us, you have missed a heck of a ball game. 61 all. Jacksonville State would have it depending on this official review with 13 seconds left. And it's Gamecock ball. Indeed, out of bounds off Shanti Henry. Can the Gamecocks score with 13.8 left? They're going to have a straight line across the floor. Crystal Ison to pass it in at the baseline. The junior has the ball. Gives it into Barkley, who's double teamed, has it lost, picks it back up. 10 seconds to go, takes it to the hoop, misses the layup. And Sam Houston calls time with 6 remaining.
With 6.2 seconds remaining, Sam Houston calls time.
Six seconds left, and we're tied at 61. Asia Barkley had an open look and did not hit the shot. Now Sam Houston with a chance to win it, and they will have a lot of time. 6.2. Brianna Rhodes has not played much at all in this fourth quarter. Asia Barkley was playing in her place on what could have been the game-winning shot. Can Jack State get a stop here? You have got to stop them on this possession. Now the Gamecocks praying for overtime. 6.5 left. Sam Houston, an 8-0 run over the last minute and a half. We thought Jack State had this. I mean, it was an 8-point game under a minute 40. Sam Houston does not give up. Shanti Henry will throw it in to Jefferson in the corner, and she's fouled. That's the fourth team foul with 5 seconds left, so now you'll leave her alone. Saw McCoy, third on Maddie. As he said, just the fourth on the team, so now the Bearcats will throw it in out the baseline. Henry gives to Jefferson. Kaylee Jefferson in the lane, layup, no good. Rebounded by Barkley, and we are heading to overtime.
That's the end of the fourth quarter.
40 minutes not enough on senior day. It's 61 all. And now the officials meeting. And a full timeout was called by somebody. So it's an official review is the call. An official review to take another look at that previous play. So Jack State calls a 30-second timeout. We're going to take another look at this play to see if maybe there was a foul, if there's any time left for the Gamecocks to get maybe a prayer and a heave off. At the moment, it looks like we're headed to overtime after Sam Houston's gone on an 8-0 scoring run over the last minute and a half. This game has been crazy. And after review, there was no time left. So we will head to overtime, 61-61. See if the Gamecocks can get it done with a 5-minute overtime period after this on the Gamecock Sports Network. (61-61) as we start overtime here at the Pete. Oh, man. Sam Houston led by as many as a dozen in the first half. Jack State led by 10 with 3 minutes left. But an 8-0 scoring run by the Bearcats have sent us into the extra period on senior day. Rhodes versus Smith for the opening tip, and it's going to be won by the Bearcats. Kaylee Jefferson comes away with it, and then she has it stolen by Rachel Johnson. Over to Samaya Steele. Layup goes in. Samaya, after the steal, took it almost coast to coast, and the Alabama State transfer puts Jack State up 63-61. Three from Sydney Kemp goes in, and Sam Houston takes their first lead in some time. 64-63. Samaya over to Brianna Rhodes in the corner. Shaquise May for three. In and out. Had 10 open seconds to make that shot. Couldn't hit it. Here come the Bearcats. Jefferson 2 goes in. 66-63 with 4 minutes left. Out of bounds off the Bearcats. Rachel Johnson will throw it in. 3:58 remaining in overtime. Jacksonville State down by 3. McCoy gives to Samaya Steele. Now, it's always the old broadcasting term. You hear the old guys say it all the time, but you don't have to have a three here. There's still plenty of time. Crystal Ison drives it in, layup, good. Got the right angle off the backboard, and it's 66-65. Sydney Kemp hit a three a minute ago. Gives off to Alexis Seaton, coming right side to Kaylee Jefferson. Back to Kemp, now to Henry. Pass is on the floor and intercepted. Brianna Rhodes with the steal. Over to Samaya Steele. On the wing, a three for Maya, or to Maddie, excuse me, no good. And then an over the back going for the rebound on Crystal. Bumped into her back. So Crystal is going to have to sub out with her 5th personal. A team high 14 points and 10 rebounds. Her first career double-double, I do believe. And Crystal gave it her all today. We'll see if it's enough, as 2 free throws are coming up for the Bearcats. Sydney Kemp, she has a game-best 15 points. She took over in that 4th quarter, 6 points, all in key situations, as the free throw from Kemp is good. Redshirt junior puts them up by a pair. Second from Kemp. She got it. 68-65 with 3:11 to go, and inbounds pass knocked out by the Bearcats. If Jack State wins this game, they're the 5 seed. If they lose, I don't know what they are. I wish I could tell you. I have no clue. Let's just win. Samaya Steele past half court, ahead to Brianna Rhodes, spinning in the lane, shot rolls in. 68-67. Under 3 to play. Here in overtime, Sydney Kemp's got it. She's got all 5 points for Sam Houston. Oh, they threw it at the bucket, no good. Seaton with an errant pass, but somehow they get their own rebound. And now timeout is taken by the Bearcats. Well, the officials are talking it over. I think something might have changed. I guess they didn't reset the shot clock, perhaps. I mean, it looked like a shot from Alexis Seaton. She was trying to pass it, but passed way too high. Sydney Kemp gets around 2 defenders, passes off to Seaton, spins in the paint, ball is on the floor, McCoy steals it, ahead to Samaya Steele, a 3-on-2, it's over to Rachel, puts up a 3, off the rim. 2:13 left in overtime, and the Bearcats have it. Need a stop here. Sydney Kemp gives in the corner to Seaton. Now off to Jefferson against McCoy. Ripped away by Maddie, just pulled it from her. And it's Gamecock ball as Madison was fouled. She'll have 2 free throws in a humongous situation. 1:45 left. McCoy 3 for 4 at the line today. The senior leader, Coach Petrie has raved about all season. Nobody else you'd want at the line in this situation on senior day.
Going to the line for Jacksonville State, number 15, Madison McCoy.
The 6-foot forward heads to the stripe. 1 to tie, 2 to take the lead here. Jim goes silent as the free throw is in to tie it at 68. Second free throw from McCoy is good. 69-68. Gamecocks back on top. 1:45 left in overtime. Sydney Kemp straight away. Goes to the left wing, dumps it off to Seaton. Seaton got away with a travel, layup missed, put back, and a foul called on Brianna Rhodes. And Renee Smith will have 2 free throws. Seaton might have gotten away with a travel in the paint as she jumped around 2 defenders. So 2 free throws here for Renee Smith, who has not gone to the line yet today. The tall center. 52% at the line this year, and the first one bricks off to the right. She missed them both, and it's rebounded by McCoy, and she's fouled again. .90 seconds left, and Madison McCoy to the free throw line with a chance to put Jack State up a full 3 points. Man, the difference in the game. Jack State with 18 made free throws, Sam Houston with 17. And McCoy misses the first one, it rims out. .130 to play here in OT. She got it. 70-68, a 2-point game again with 1:28 and ticking as Sydney Kemp crosses half court. Kemp steps to the right side, takes it to the baseline, going against May. Now over to Alexis Seaton, outside of Kemp. Defense on her. 8 on the shot clock. Almost loses her footing, tries a layup, and another foul on Brianna Rhodes. And Rhodes said to take a look at that, there's no way. Sydney Kemp will head to the free throw line again, this time with 65 seconds left. Third foul on Bree. Both teams were already in the bonus in regulation, let alone here in overtime. Gamecocks 70, Bearcats 68, but Kemp, who's made 8 free throws, back at the line trying to tie it. She makes the first, 70-69. Hit both, 70 all. Kemp with 19 points. Gamecocks have it. 34-second difference between the shot and game clocks. Samaya Steele walks it to the right edge. She takes it to the baseline, kicks it in the corner to Shaquise May. Inside for Brianna, puts up a shot, and she's fouled. Sandwich between two Bearcats that time, and let's see who they get it on. And that's going to be it for Sydney Kemp. She fouls out. Her day is done at 19 points. And Brianna Rhodes at the line for two big ones here. Rhodes, the junior from Montgomery, 63% at the line this year. It's been a place that we have said she's made so many big strides, but this is her first time at the line tonight. 48 seconds left. Free throw from Rhodes is good. Two for two. 72-70. Bearcats bring it up. They will not call time. They've got just one left. DeRoe hands it off. This is Seaton outside to Shanti Henry. 18 on the shot clock. 36 to go. Goes back to the left. Henry in the lane. Stop. Shot. No good. Over to Madison McCoy. Shot clock is off. McCoy bumped into, underhand toss to Rhodes, 20 seconds left. Back to Madison, and she is fouled with 18. Get a couple of free throws, and let's get out of here. Oh my gosh, what a game. Madison McCoy already a career high 17 points on senior day. Can she add to it? We need it. First one has too much on it. Second one's in there. 73-70 with 18.4 left. So Sam Houston's got a chance for a three-point play here, but that is it. Oh my goodness, man. What a game to round out the regular season. We do get free chicken today. We're thankful for that. We'll take it. Free food from Chick-fil-A after Renee Smith missed her two free throws the last time out. 18.4 seconds left. Jacksonville State leads at 73-70. It's been a free throw game for much of overtime. And really for much of this game, it's been about free throws. Jack State 22 of 29 at the line. Sam Houston 19 of 25 at their free throw line. For Sam Houston, you've lost your two best scorers and three of your best four in Kemp Jefferson and Renee Smith. They've all fouled out here in overtime. Alexis Seaton next up, but of the remaining players, nobody's made a three for Sam Houston. Only one who's hit one today was Kemp, and that was in overtime after they were over in regulation. If you're the Gamecocks, I mean, you kind of let them shoot here. Obviously no open looks, but you're definitely not going to worry about them coming crashing in. You know it's a three-point difference. Shot clock off. Can they find a three-point shooter? One that they haven't had this entire game. They're down to their last five players. Everybody on the bench is fouled out. In it goes to Henry. Walks to the left wing. She stops, passes off to Houghton. Now outside to Dixon. And she's called for a charge. 8 seconds left, and that should do it. Now the Gamecocks will get fouled here, but they can be sent to the line and need one free throw to win it. Brianna Rhodes knocked down by Dixon on that replay. It goes into Bree. She's fouled. No, she hands it off to McCoy. Madison ahead to May. And finally McCoy fouled with 3.9 left. So that burns some very costly time if you're the Bearcats.
Stepping to the line for Jack State, number 15, Madison McCoy.
McCoy with a chance to ice it, 18-9 for the senior. First one is off to the left. If the Gamecocks miss this, Sam Houston has no timeouts, so they'll have to bring it up desperation style and try for a three. McCoy makes it. No drama. No drama. Game's over. 3.9 left, and the Gamecocks can walk it off. No fouls. McCoy the hero on senior day. They give it into Mara DeRoe. Puts up a three at the horn, and Gamecocks will win it. A battle on senior day, but Jack State wins in overtime. Oh my God, what a game. Madison McCoy takes over in the clutch. 19 points, 9 rebounds for the senior. Crystal Ison with a double-double. Bree Rhodes had a big game. A suspenseful, very important matchup, but in the end, the Gamecocks are victorious. In OT, they sweep Sam Houston 74-70. We're hearing now from head coach Rick Petrie. Coach, what an unbelievable game for senior day.
It didn't have to be this unbelievable. We had every opportunity to win in regulation, and we just gave it to them, and they took it from us. And so, so they deserved it. I mean, they deserved to take it to overtime. We had multiple opportunities. We had horrible turnovers, dumb turnovers. We had a chance to take the lead right here with an uncontested layup that we don't make. We had every chance, and then they took advantage. And in overtime, frankly, Madison McCoy just put us on her back. She just completely put us on her back and willed us to win it,
And what can you say about the senior? I know we've talked a lot about her this season, the step forward she's taken. Career-high 19 points today in a big, big game.
Oh, no, like I said, she's the reason. We ended up 7-9 in this league after starting out 1-5. And honestly, she's a really big reason why, because of the manner in which she conducts herself within the team. She's emerged as a tremendous leader, and then and she doesn't just lead in terms of vocally. She leads by example. She busts her tail, and today not only she bust her tail, but she made plays offensively. That's something that, frankly, her first 2 years here, she didn't do that much. But today, again, she put us on her back, and that's why we were able to finish and win the game.
Coach, I'm not sure how much you were score watching today. New Mexico State won, Western Kentucky lost. Jacksonville State is the 5 seed, and they will play Louisiana Tech in Huntsville later on this coming week.
Well, I knew that was a possibility. I'm happy for this team that we tied for 4th in Conference USA in our first time in the league. Get a 5 seed, but we'll play the 4th team who beat us twice and beat us by double digits both times. So we've got a challenge ahead of us. We'll enjoy this for the rest of the day, and then we'll start preparing on Monday because I believe we don't play till Thursday.
Coach, congrats on the win. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
And again, that was head coach Rick Petrie after an exhilarating overtime win, the first overtime win in some time for the Gamecocks. 74-70 over Sam Houston on senior day. Big performances all around. Madison McCoy with a career-high 19 in her final home game. 16 points, 6 rebounds for Brianna Rhodes. A 14-point, 10-rebound double-double for Crystal Ison. Samaya Steele with 8 points as well coming off the bench. In the end, a game that was wild start to finish falls in favor of the home team. Jack State wins 74-70. And they take the 5 seed as we look forward to the conference tournament next week. As Coach Petrie said, believe the 4-5 game is going to be on Thursday, but we'll have more information for that for you on JackStateSports.com and at JackStateWBB on Twitter. We're going to get out of here and try to catch our breath. This was a crazy one. We thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and thank you for listening in all regular season long. Not done yet. Conference tournament awaits next week. For everybody with Jacksonville State Athletics, everybody with Jack State Women's Basketball, I'm Logan Maddox signing off. Have a great rest of your weekend. Your final score from the Pete on Senior Day. Jack State wins in overtime, 74-70.